Any of the right shifters out there will have a harder time than the left shifters. It did take me will have a harder time when shifters out there will have a harder time than the will have a harder time when this is the this is the Neo Ergo, which is one of the most recommended. This is the Neo Ergo, which is most recommended. This is the Neo Ergo, which is one of the most recommended Ergo keyboards. This is, this is the Neo. This is the Neo Ergo, which is one of the most recommended Ergo keyboards. The reason it's called an Ergo keyboard, Ergo keyboards. The reason it's called an Ergo keyboard, Ergo keyboards. The reason it's called an Ergo keyboard is because of the tilted middle row. This was first made popular by the Alice keyboard. The Neo Ergo comes with some great features, but not without its issues. One of them was it was my first Ergo style keyboard that I've used. So how long did it take me to move from a regular keyboard layout to this one? Out of the box, it comes in pieces, as the usual for a custom. Out of the box, it comes in pieces, as the usual for a custom. It is mostly pre-built, which doesn't mark. Out of the box, it comes in pieces, as the usual for a custom keyboard. Out of the box, it comes in pieces, as is mostly out of the box, it comes in doesn't pieces. Out of the box, it comes in pieces. The usual for a custom. It is mostly pre-built, which out of the box, it comes in out of the box, it comes in pieces, as the usual for a custom keyboard. It is mostly pre-built, which doesn't mar the build experience. You don't have to fuss about being careful with the included batteries. I've got the Hot Swap Tri-Mode PCB.
Christ. I just realized I was doing this entire time and I was muted. I don't even know. I clicked the unmute button. Wow, I'm amazing. It's great. It's great. Wow. Okay, so we're gonna do that entire thing again. Okay. So we're in Intelliscript. Uh Woo! We are so good. We are so good. Anyways, so effectively this is Intelliscript. Like I said earlier, all we did was do the transcription here. So we selected this clip, we went into the transcription and created a transcription. So normally you wouldn't have a transcription, you would have it here. We then used, oh, Jesus Christ. No, where's the close? Escape. So effectively, that killed my train of thought. That just killed my motivation. I'm not gonna lie. I just went, nope, I don't want to do this again. All right, so the IntelliScript, what it does is it creates these little sections here. Uh, did I have a delete button on this? I can't even remember anymore. Well, this one and this one. This one can go down, and then we're gonna delete that.
Out of the box, it comes in pieces. Out of the box, it comes in pieces, as the usual for a. Out of the box, it comes in.
There we go. So we're gonna take this run anyways.
Out of the box, it comes in pieces, as the usual for a custom keyboard. It is mostly.
Yeah, no, it seems like it keeps dipping. I don't even know why it is dipping. Mind you, I don't even have it at the loudest setting because I can't really hear it on my headset here. But effectively, IntelliScript just did this entire edit suite really quickly. There are downsides, like I said. For example, you'll see it right here.
Batteries. I've got the Hot Swap Tri.
See,
Battery. I've got
the battery, and then I don't have any time to breathe. There is zero breathing room. I wish it gave a little bit of a space. So, for example, if I go here into this one section here, so I'll put it as automatic. I select the clip, I go into the clip settings, and under audio operations, I can ripple delete silence. So as you can see, there's going to be red sections over here on the timeline, right? And if I zoom into the timeline, for example, I think, where was the bad one? The one weird one. Okay, so over here. So as you can see, there's a bunch of sections there where I'm just quiet. Nothing is really happening. And we can just delete that. So instead of scrubbing through the footage and then finding those sections, this one included, as you can see there, we can even increase the threshold of where it would be. So minus 24 still gets hit. But just be careful because sometimes it gets a little bit of that dialogue. So for example, right here, you might be getting dialogue. All right. So depends on where your voice normally is at. So as you can see, minus 20. Let's see, minus 20. I think minus 20 seems right. Because that would get the breaths too. So as you can see, we're getting the breaths as well. But we are not hitting all of them. Yeah. Boom. So we're going to do that. And then we can head the pre-head and post-head. So pre-head, post-head. So pre-head is just this. How many frames you want right before it. So we're going to put 4 frames. That's a nice little margin. Gives a little bit of breathing room. And post-tail is going to be the other end. So this is the post. Boom. So with that, we're going to give a little bit more room. So we're going to go 7 or 8. I find that 7 is fine. What was that? Okay. 7 is fine for me. And then minimum to strip is 24 frames. What is minimum to strip? Well, it has nothing to do by being in Las Vegas. What it has to do is how many frames, as you can see here, there's a bit of silence, does it require before it takes audio away? So for example, this section is just a nice pause, right? It's a healthy pause. And if I drop that minimum to strip, it will slowly come back in. So I think, see, boom, it took that, but it did not take this for some reason. That is weird. Oh, that is higher than I thought it would be, eh? Yeah, so minimum to strip for me is 24 frames. And the reason for 24 frames is because I'm shooting in 24 frames per second, which means that I'm only going to be cutting off any silence that's less than 1 or more than 1 second long. All right, we can also crossfade audio. For the most part, I don't really like crossfading the audio, so it should be fine. So we're going to hit remove here. Boom. And then you can see most of our timeline is gone, and it's good because what we can do is we can probably trim this one section if I zoom in. Okay, and then delete that, and then we are good. Boom. So let's start with, oh, look at my lovely face. Look how lovely this is. All right, let's give it a go.
This is the Neo Ergo, which is one of the most recommended Ergo keyboards. The reason this is the Neo Ergo, which
Yeah.
this is the Neo Ergo, which is one of the most recommended Ergo keyboards.
So unlike earlier with the Intelliscript where it had it stacked on top of each other, you have this in a row. So chances are with Intelliscript, you probably are fine just deleting the first two. You don't really need to listen to it. It's just that it should work mostly fine. So for example, Intelliscript here actually took an entire chunk and let me go through it. Downside is it doesn't have the silences. So for example, if I hit this and then I go back into clip and then I go into audio operations, delete ripple silences or ripple delete silences. So you can just run it through because it thinks I did this all correctly. So let's remove that. So you can just combine these two tools.
Tri-mode PCB, which means wired or 2 different types of wireless. There's Bluetooth and the 2.4 gigahertz dongle. What I did like is that the Bluetooth can connect to multiple devices. I was able to swap between my phone and my computer. What I don't like about the Bluetooth connection is that the lag is noticeable. The latency isn't a problem in regular tasks, email, script writing like for this video, and what.
Right. See, it's fine, and then here's a cut.
Likely to notice it. However, if you spend ungodly amounts of time on a
Okay. And Control Z. So if you could put those back, and that's where you kind of want to finesse it. So you go this, and then again to clip, and then audio operations, ripple delete silence, because I don't have a shortcut for it. I really think I should shortcut it, but I think the shortcut should be something on the keyboard or whatnot. And I'm thinking of making macros for it in particular. Okay. So pre-head and post-head, let's zoom in to see where we're going wrong. Boom. As you can see, the pre-head here was a little much. Oh, what? That's 0. The pre-head 3 and 4. It wasn't following the pre-head rules. Is that what's happening? Okay. Yes, it didn't follow the pre-head rules. That's weird. Like, look at that. It's cutting this off.
Difference.
Yeah, see? And then post head, post tail right there. 8 frames instead of 7. So we're going to give that a go. I think this will be a little better. So you can see a bunch of cuts here. So we are going to remove again. Boom. Let's see how these cuts go. So let's move there.
Different types of wireless. There's Bluetooth and the
There you go. A lot more natural. We
like
might go like 1 or 2 frames under.
I was able to swap between my phone and my computer. What I don't like about
Okay, and then if we go here, let's see where we had issue earlier.
However, if you spend ungodly
There
amounts
we
of time
go.
on a game, you end up picking up the subtle difference. Where it became detrimental is that the transmission signal isn't the best.
See, so I think what you probably want to do, depending on the things that you are doing, you probably want to go ahead and hit these. Use Intelliscript, especially if you are hard scripting a lot of your stuff. The problem that I see here is the weird small things that you do. For example, I do notice that a lot of people tend to ad-lib the middle of a sentence. And if you ad-lib a middle of the sentence, it cuts that out. So it's like, all right, that didn't make sense. Then you realize, oh, there's probably an ad-lib in there somewhere. So you add that back in. So unless you're hard scripting, this makes it very difficult to actually recommend using Intelliscript. Although, since it is an AI tool, chances are you don't have to hard code the script itself. You can ask it, go, oh, hey, how close to the script do you want to stick to? And if DaVinci Resolve can actually figure that out, that would be great. Second of all, I also wish that the automatic delete or ripple delete silences, it had a menu like that. Because if you can just post head, post pre-tail, and just make sure that there is enough breathing room between the words, that would be great. Because they already have the function in there, which means they can probably do the same thing for the AI tool. So that's going to be the difference there. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. But yeah, so we did some trimming there, and that's kind of what we're showcasing right now. I'm still peeved that I was muted the entire time. All right, we have 3 minutes. I'll show you the regular trimming. So regular trimming is, we know kind of what is going on. Like, for example, we're looking at this here. I know I'm going to just trim that off.
This is the Neo Ergo.
And I know that we're looking for this is the Neo Ergo. Looking at it, there is 2 peaks. This missed the peak, 1, 2. So that is a faster one. So chances are this is going to be the right one.
This is the Neo Ergo, which...
Let's see, even then, we are going to go in, we're going to zoom in, we're going to close that off. We're going to go back into the blade tool by hitting B. We're going to cut this off, and then we're going to trim that, and then hit this.
This is the Neo Ergo, which is one of the most recommended Ergo keyboards. The reason it's called an Ergo keyboard is because of the tilted middle row. This was first made popular by the Alice keyboard. The Neo Ergo comes with some great features.
There we go. See, as you can see, this is a similar voice. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's like 1, 2, 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. So it's different sections of the inflection, which just makes it different. So if we're gonna take that, we're gonna cut that out, and then boom, it's gone. Same with this one. Let's go here.
The Neo Ergo comes with some great features, but not without its issues.
Ooh,
one of them was it was my first Ergo style keyboard that I've used. So how long did it take me to move from a regular keyboard layout to this one?
Boom. All right, and then I know that's a piece of silence. I don't really have to do that. I know this is going to be it. So we're going to go a couple of frames before.
Out of the box, it comes
after.
in pieces, as the usual for a custom key.
Yeah, I stopped mid-word there. Chances are...
Out of the box.
Out of the box.
Out of the box.
There. So we know that out of the box is the starting one.
Out of the box, it comes in pieces as...
Oh, we repeat out of the box a second time.
Out of the box. out of the box.
Why do I do that?
Out
Out of the box, out of the
of the
box.
box. Out of the box. Out of the box, it comes in pieces as the usual for a custom keyboard.
And then it becomes really low there. This is what I don't understand why it does that. There is something that happened because that is way too low. So if I go back in here and just like up that, so this is going to be excessively loud,
Pieces as the usual
right? So, and you can hear,
for a custom keyboard.
right? It is kind of there, but not really. So what probably I can do next time is I'm going to probably use a real microphone for this and then record on the Rodecaster. And what will that do is you get 32-bit float on top of being able to get some of the proper audio directly from the camera. So chances are what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the regular shotgun mic that I have on the camera and then have a proper 32-bit float recording from the Rodecaster. So I'm going to have a couple of things going on at the same time. So that's going to be the case there. So let's go with the Intelliscript because I do want to finish this or see if I can finish this today. So that is going to be the difference between the Intelliscript, the automatic delete or ripple delete silences, like as you can see there. See, as you can see, there's more ripple delete silences that you can probably do. It doesn't remove the repeats, so if I do that, I still have to delete a bunch of things, as you can see, right? Okay, but let's go back into Intelliscript and start cutting that up because this is a stream after all. Boom, trim that again. Normally I would trim a lot of these, so I would trim it just enough.
From time to time, the keyboard would seem to stop responding, only to spam the last letter I typed. Not an issue that happens often, but it is something that happened at least once a month. After a month of putting the dongle in the line of sight of the keyboard, the issue doesn't seem to appear anymore. So how long did it take me to get used to a different...
Right. See, that's just me going, like, why did it take that? This makes no sense. I'm going,
Honestly, it's surprisingly...
right? So that's all I do. So I go, ba, ba, ba. That's it. Ba, ba, ba. Right.
Layout. How long did it take me to get used to a different layout?
See, look.
To get used to a different layout. Layout.
It just dips.
Layout.
It just dipped. I think I was running out of battery. I might just reshoot this entire thing. I'm not joking. I might actually have to reshoot this entire thing. I'm going to reshoot this entire thing. I might actually just buy a mic while I'm at it, because this is ridiculous. I might buy a mic while I'm at it. There are mics that I do want to buy. One of them is the Deity S mic, because I'm running a Deity mic on top of my microphone, on top of my camera right now, and it's pretty good. It's fine, but I could do much better. Okay, anyways, it is 11 o'clock, so I can't work on this anymore because I'm going to start working back on actual work, which is another bit of editing, unfortunately. So we're going to do that, or I'm going to do that. But yeah, that was just a small section of how to do... this is like basically a cutout of the VOD and how I did the Intelliscript and compared the two. Unfortunately, the first bit of my actual Intelliscript stuff, I might just have to redo this next week. I'm probably going to do this next week. I'm going to redo this stream next week, but we're going to have the full 2 hours to edit on Intelliscript, automatic, and then regular trimming. All right. All right, anyways, back to work for me. I'm gonna see you guys next time. Make sure to have a nice one. I'll see you guys next time, which is gonna be Sunday. Sunday is gonna be a spiral stream, like I mentioned. We are moving the gaming stream to the weekends and more of the productivity or things that we're actually doing type streams on the weekdays. So it's gonna be a kind of a weird schedule that's going on instead of what we were doing previously. So there's gonna be a change in schedule, which means I have to change my schedule. Damn. Okay. Cool. Anyways, bye.